Have you ever wondered how to sell items using the internet? Have you ever wanted to know how e-commerce websites like Amazon or eBay actually function? Today is now your chance how to establish your business online and how to receive profit digitally. Startech Podcast has invited a professional mentor that will lead you, the viewers, a trip into e-commerce, and he goes by the name of Mr. Saad. I am your host, Mr. Aurelius. Let's begin. Mr. Saad, welcome to the Startech Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So, Mr. Saad, may you please tell the viewers out there who you are and what you're all about?
Sure. My name is Saad, and I'm the founder of Your Ecom Academy, which is a coaching program where we help people start their e-commerce brand, and also Your Ecom Agency, where we help other brands scale to $1 million, $2 million, $3 million per month, basically.
Oh, millionaires.
Yep.
Very
Those
nice.
are the big guys, basically.
The big guys. And also, may you just give us a simple definition? What is e-commerce?
Cool. So e-commerce is basically a business model where you can sell things online. So it could be physical, it could be digital. For digital, it could be course, program, whatever. And then for physical, which is physical products that you probably can buy, clothes, home products, or whatever. Anything physical, basically.
So we can actually save those gas prices.
Absolutely.
So, Mr. Saad, in the old days, businessmen and traders would physically exchange products by storing products into shops and also stores. Now, e-commerce has granted businessmen more options not to fund middlemen to assist on trading. That means that you can create your own website, sell your own products, as you mentioned before. So my question is this: will e-commerce impact financial losses with companies that own shops or malls or markets? For example, in mainland China, when I was living there for a while, there were a lot of shops that shut down just because of e-commerce companies. So will that be in effect here in Dubai or not really?
I think if you're talking about only Dubai has a power of experience, and people always buy into the experience. So when it comes to e-commerce taking over the physical business, it might not be as bad as like overseas. But again, another thing, there is a majority of people who prefer buying online simply because of the experience. When you go to a shop, for example, it can get a little bit invasive. Like people would come to you like, buy this, buy that. And including myself, I don't like that. Like I would like to go and have an easy experience. I pick whatever I want, and if I don't like it, I'll just go away. I don't have someone to come to me. Like, you have to buy this, you have it on sale.
But after the situation that happened in 2020, I thought people would be more outgoing. Yes, e-commerce would still be significant, but I thought people would be just prefer going to malls because, as you mentioned before, the experience. Just going out, enjoying the life, enjoying just shopping in physical shops. But you're saying that despite what happened in the past, people still want the electronic way.
That's exactly what. So many people, including myself, thought about it the same. Like after the pandemic thing, everybody thought as soon as it's over, we're gonna go be out and we're gonna go shopping. But everybody start adopting the fact that you can get everything through the phone, and it's easy. You don't have to go somewhere, and it's fast. Especially for us, Dubai, you can order something and get it the same day. So the privilege of having to sit at home and get everything delivered to you that's what made the experience a lot more exciting than going to a place.
So kind of like McDonald's, instead of going to the cashier, even though the cashier is there, you still have to go to the machine system, the automated system, click on your own meal, and then go to the cashier. Even though you can still go to the cashier, there's no line, and it might be a lot quicker, but that's another story for another day.
It's the beauty of technology, basically.
Okay. Is managing online companies harder than owning a physical shop, since anyone can do it? People can rent a website domain and then just sell their products. So does an online business have longevity, or do online businesses just go quickly obsolete?
Oh, that's a good question. So when it comes to managing e-commerce business, it can also be like a solopreneur type of business. You don't have to have a big team to fulfill products, source the products, advertise them, as long as you know how the operation can be. Because majority of the work can be done through, has to be focused more on the advertising part and the fulfillment part. Because advertising will get you people to buy the products, and fulfillment can get these people the products they order. So these are the main two things that you need to focus on at the beginning, and it doesn't require a lot of people to handle that. You have a laptop, you can do it yourself as long as you have the knowledge and the skills.
But is owning your own website domain still important, or can you just, for instance, like you have your own YouTube channel, you can just like promote it in Twitter and Facebook and TikTok, But is owning your own website domain still important?
It is important. Absolutely.
Why is that?
It's the branding. Because again, when you said McDonald's, that's the branding of it. We know McDonald's. You could say a burger, but you mentioned McDonald's. It's the branding aspect that people will trust, and that also help with the longevity of your business. The more people know about you, the more you get that loyal customer list. People will always want to come back to you because you have an identity, branding basically. So that's the reason why you should have the leverage of owning your name, your social media names, your domain name, and all of that.
Because there are a lot of personalities, especially here in the UAE. They'll promote their own page from Instagram or TikTok, but they don't have their own website yet.
Yeah, you mentioned you're talking about the affiliate program part.
Yes.
So affiliate program, we use them as business owners because that's another income source for the business apart from using advertising like the traditional one, Facebook, Instagram, and all of that. Use influencers and you give them a part of the business, can be like a 10% or something, to generate an extra income channel from them. It's one of the smartest way of generating money through e-commerce because these people already have audiences,
right?
And they're just gonna get paid through commission. But for them, it's not always sustainable because at some point I would like to work with another person and I will have to end the contract with you as an influencer because you don't have the leverage to have your own business. You're just basically promoting so many other brands at the same time. You take small percentage from each one of them. That's I'm not saying small percentage. Sometimes it's a lot of money actually for them.
So having your own website is basically your own property.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. What are the steps starting up in an online company? Branding is very important. Marketing strategy is also important. Links to receive commissions or ordering products are also important. In your opinion, please give us a step-by-step method to start up an online business.
Absolutely. I'll share with you my step-by-step when it comes to starting an e-commerce business, especially here in the region of GCC. First thing, you need to get a trade license for you to be able to open a bank account and a merchant so you can be able to accept payments because that's the first thing you need to do. That's number one. Number two, you need to find out what market you want to go after. And when I say market, it's niche. Like you want to go after the cosmetic niche, you want to go after the baby niche, you want to go after the pet niche. These are markets with billions of dollars market caps. And the reason why I'm saying that, because you don't want to go to a market that's not saturated. People get scared from saturation all the time. It's like, oh, this market is saturated. No, saturated, there's a lot of money there to be made. So if you're taking just 0.001% of that market, it's still a lot of money. So I'd rather be in a saturated market because that's guaranteed I'll be making money than go somewhere and start educating people and spending money for years to get people to understand what I'm trying to sell them. I want to sell them what they know with a better branding and a better experience. And talking about branding, which is second thing, you need to find a product in that niche that's already selling, but it's a better version of it. A version that fixes more problem to the current audience. This audience already have that problem, already have some sort of product that they fix that problem, but you need to come with a better version of that.
Well, you said that certain markets here are saturated, like cosmetics and also like baby brands.
Baby brands.
Yes,
Stuff, yeah.
so but also fashion. I think fashion is a huge industry here. The entertainment industry is through the roof. Are there any other markets that you can include?
Well, fashion for sure, as I said, the pet niche.
Oh, pets.
Yes, absolutely. People love their pets, and pets are always around,
right.
and people love buying stuff for their pets. Could be toys, can be food, can be whatever. So as long as you providing some sort of solution to these people, they will buy it because there is a big market for them. It's not like something small that you're just going to go after and trying to educate them about what you're trying to sell. They're already looking for that solution. You're just going to bring it in a nice packaging, basically.
Right. So number one is trade license. Number two is figuring out the market that you want to delve in. Are there any other steps?
Yeah, they will either finding the product. So finding the product in that niche, and then after you finish all of that, then the launch. You launch the brand. You don't just go ahead and advertise. You do the launch first because there is no business succeed without having a launch. You do the launch, then you start advertising. People always skip this forward. They go straight to the advertising.
So what's the best way for the launch? How do you set up a launch?
Usually we have a strategy that I call the 30 by 30. So 30 influencers in 30 days. So you want to have a launch. Most people, they think of launch as like a one-day thing. We look at it in the e-commerce space as a 1 month thing. So people always hear about you for like 30 days from different people, which is 30 people at the same time, explaining how amazing your product is, the experience of the unboxing of the products, how amazing it is, the benefits and all of that. So imagine the fact of it's like a domino effect of 30 people posting about your brand for 30 days.
So the way you're mentioning it is kind of like a musician or an artist releasing a single on the radio.
Exactly.
Like they create promos for the single, and then once the single is launched, it'll be played on the radio for maybe for 4 to 5 weeks, depending how high the single is in the Billboard charts. Okay, so something similar
that comes from my background in the music industry, actually. So that's how I incorporated the whole launch thing and how we can come up with a strategy that can incorporate influencers and also not spending any money for the launch. And that's one of the things that because you're not going to pay these influencers. Those are like nano influencers who's going to work on you based on exchanging content for a product.
Right. Okay. Coming up next is the e-commerce has not always been new. Yeah, I think you agree.
Absolutely.
Okay. Because iTunes has been digitally selling music from their platforms. Amazon sells any type of products. Facebook sells data.
Yep.
Uber with car services. And one of the biggest local e-commerce companies is Talabot here in the UAE, selling food. So what type of e-commerce markets are you managing?
I'm more into brands instead of marketplaces because marketplaces mainly like Amazon, Talabot, as you mentioned, Noon, and all of these brands. Brands are mainly products that you own, you solely own, and you brand it the way you want it for your customers' needs. And those are the markets that we focus on more because you have 100% leverage in your profit. You're not sharing it with any markets. When you are in the marketplace, let's say Amazon, for example, they're taking a big cut of your profit. So you're always relying on them. But when you have your own brand, such as, let's say, the Giving Movement, shout out to the Giving Movement, one of the biggest brands here in the UAE. Those people, they have their own brand. They don't need an extra channel like Amazon or anywhere to make money. People go to them straight, and that's what we focus on more. The more you grow like a loyal customer base, the better for you in the longevity because your return customers get higher. And when you have a high return customer, you don't need to spend money on advertising. With marketplace, you always have to burn cash in order for you to get a customer. So that's the big difference here. It looks like an easy way to succeed in the space, but I have tried it. That's why I'm not against it. It's just I look at it as a bit of a waste of time where you can do it the right way from the get-go.
Right. Coming up next is the revolution of artificial intelligence and e-commerce combined.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yeah. And I want to ask you because artificial intelligence is already here.
Absolutely. Devices,
machines, electronics has a mind of its own. Will this have any impact of the e-commerce community?
Absolutely. In my opinion, in the next, we currently, let's just not fast forward.
Okay.
Currently, we are in Web 2, basically. So people can actually access a website from their phone instead of from their laptop. And then they can have an app where they can go ahead and purchase from there, like Amazon or something. Moving forward, I don't think we're going to have phones. That's number one. Number two, everything's going to be done through either like a VR or like glasses where you can see through everything that you want. And the experience is going to be a lot more better than having to scroll through a website because you can actually see your product, the one you want to purchase, real in front of you. You can even hold it. You can even turn it around, see how it looks like in a 3D. It looks real to you as if you are in the store. So it's kind of like bringing back to the generation where we go to the store, but now we can just do it at home, wearing the glasses and walking through Dubai Mall, for example, and picking something. It's crazy.
I feel like I'm in a James Bond movie when the movie Die Another Day with Halle Berry and James Bond, like he was like doing like some secret agent training simulation.
Yeah, I think
and then Q comes in, John Cleese Q comes in, and James Bond turned off the glasses and he's back to reality.
Exactly.
So you mean we're going to be in that type of
I think
realm?
they were preparing us for that, I guess, through that movie. But I feel like, we've seen many brands like Ray-Ban, like Apple, they have launched their glasses at the moment, and we are in 2023. They launched in 2022. So I'm saying the next 10 years from now, we should have a lot of brands who have this technology where you can access their products through there and shop and have an assistant. You can even have an assistant. Like, listen, I want this T-shirt size M, and show me how it looks on my 3D printed avatar and how I'm gonna look in this T-shirt. And you can see yourself standing in that T-shirt in that size. No, I don't like it. Oh, maybe. Yeah, can you give me the other color? Okay, sure. Okay, I'll add it to my cart. Get to the checkout, Apple Pay. Awesome, thank you. And that's it.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like this is the future for sure.
And with your company, what makes your company unique compared to other companies that delve into e-commerce here in the UAE?
Well, what we focus on mainly, especially in the agency, we focus more on revenue instead of likes and comments and followers. That's basically our goal.
Like Hustle University?
Oh, yeah, pretty much. No, just kidding. Not like that.
I'm joking.
For us, it's mainly numbers at the end, because I understand so many people in this space, they have been burnt by so many agencies, let's just be honest. But that's why we always focus on revenue generated with a guarantee. So if there is not much, like if there is no increase in your revenue, like you basically don't pay anything. That's how confident we are in our skills and our expertise. And that's what kept us all the time working with a lot of big brands that I can't really mention here.
Fair enough.
You probably have them in your kitchen for sure.
Mr. Saad, thank you so much for being a part of the Startech Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. I hope you all learned something new about e-commerce. My name is Mr. Aurelius, the host of the Startech Podcast here in Khaleej Times. We are aired every Friday weekly. Please tune in for more. Have a great weekend.